Thank God you're here. Today we're off to see if we can find a Denmark cheesesteak. I guess I should say a Philadelphia cheesesteak, but in the country of Denmark.
Did somebody say cheesesteaks?
And thank God you guys are here. If you guys don't know Josh and Miranda from Travelin Young, they're going to be with us today as we try to find a Philadelphia cheesesteak in Denmark. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let's go. So what do you guys know about cheesesteaks?
I don't know that much.
I mean, I grew up in the East Coast, so
Yeah.
I'm aware of cheesecakes. I want cheesecake, actually.
Yeah. Also
Cheese steaks. And I've been to Philly a couple times, and I've had it at City Fuel or Citibank.
Yeah, I feel like we
whatever
had
the place
it
is there.
on like a street, like a food truck kind of situation once.
Well, we went to that
early
market
on.
too. What's that market when we were there?
Probably Reading Terminal Market.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like we had one there. It's
a good one.
Yeah.
Good
one.
But like growing up, I mean, I came from the South, and so like I had heard of Philly cheesesteaks, but I didn't know like how you make them or like what kind of bread it is or any of that stuff.
Yeah, you kind of take for granted like how they get there.
Get made, yeah.
Well, I mean, the funny part is for us, actually where we lived before we moved to Copenhagen is right where the cheesesteak was invented. So we used to live in South Philly.
So
where
you're the cheesesteak epicenter
we
of
were,
the world.
but I will say this, and almost any Philadelphian will know this, is that even though Pat's and Gino's are the tourist hubs where everything was invented, that's tourist trap area. You're not going to go there. For the good ones, everybody has a favorite
That's
one.
how it always is.
That's how it
Don't go
always
to the
is.
tourist traps.
Exactly. Derek wears the T-shirt of our favorite cheesesteak place.
De Alessandro's, we go there. We've gone there on Christmas Eve. Like we go there. It's built into every trip home.
Yes.
It's just we have to go.
It's one of those places where you're like, sorry, Grandma, I've got to go to the
Correct.
cheesesteak place first.
Aren't you hungry? No.
No.
No. But but Pat's and Gino's were the original. Pat's actually was the original cheesesteak place, and it was actually he owned a hot dog stand, and one day he had some like leftover meat from the butcher and just threw it on the grill and decided to make himself a steak sandwich. So that's why it's in the longer roll. That's why.
This sounds like a lot of Danish meals. So it's, you'd think it would appeal to them. A lot of times they're like, oh, well, this is biltzemal. This is the leftover stuff that was just thrown together, and that became a meal.
It was basically by accident. So what happened is he made it for himself. There was a taxi driver, according to legend, that was driving by and smelled it. He stopped and he went in and wanted his own. And he had it, but you know, taxi drivers, they know all the other taxi drivers in the city, people that they're picking up. So by the end of the week, like all of the cab drivers, all the taxi drivers were going there and asking for a steak sandwich, or a beef sandwich, and that's how the cheesesteak came to be. Eventually, they added cheese, but it was basically a cheesesteak. And
But that's fun that they actually, like, I mean, who knows? I assume it's real, but I mean, that you know, like, the provenance of a
Right.
Philly
The
cheesesteak,
origin
you know,
story.
like the origin
It's
story.
like a future Marvel.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because there's so many foods that are like very specific to where I grew up that I have no idea who came up with
Sure.
biscuits and gravy the first time, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure somebody's got a story that's not true.
yeah,
But anyway, so that's kind of the purpose of today is, you know, we all miss American food, and you know, then if we can get a Philly cheesesteak in Denmark, this is the best place to be.
And anything's possible.
anything
Exactly.
is possible. Anything can happen.
So now that we know how the cheesesteak was invented in Philly, we wanted to know how it got here in Denmark. Especially because the menu at Philly's is pretty close to what you would see in South Philadelphia. Besides cheesesteaks, they serve things like hot wings, burgers, and chicken sandwiches. So to learn how Philly's got its start in Denmark and why cheesesteaks are now part of Copenhagen's food scene, we sat down with Assad, one of the founders.
All right, guys. So we told you we're going to take you out for Philly cheesesteaks. So we found the best place in all of Denmark for that, which is why we're here with Assad, who started Philly's cheesesteaks here in Copenhagen. So how many spots do you have now?
At the moment, we got 4 spots.
4 spots.
We started with a really small one and discovered that this is something that people actually want. They want to try it out. So now we're expanding slowly how much we can to more places to come, hopefully.
Nice. So why cheesesteaks? I mean, you're not from Philly, right?
No, I'm not from Philly. No, it's actually, we always tried that in like different spots where we travel. Me and my brother travel a lot. So all these places we've been, like we always come back home and think that something is missing here. Like like there is a spot where there's a market for something. Maybe the Danish people are not gonna like it, but we loved it, and we thought that maybe some people will actually appreciate a nice full cheesesteak sandwich. So that's where we came up with the idea and started, you know.
So do the Danes like cheesesteaks?
It's a very tough question because mostly the one that's really like, you know, the way they come in, you just see in their face, this guy knows what he's talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Like he comes and like, oh, I want Philly with this, and you know, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. You don't have many of them. We don't, sorry, but we got few of them, and those who actually know a full cheesesteak sandwich, they know what they're buying. The biggest problem is with a full cheesesteak sandwich in Denmark is that actually a lot of young people compare that with a shawarma.
Oh, and that's very different.
So they miss the salad, they miss the dressing, like all that, you know. It doesn't give them the satisfaction of and that's the biggest problem we have. So they come in and they say, oh, this wasn't good. All right, so what are we comparing to here? Like, have you tried another full cheesesteak sandwich somewhere?
Right.
No. You've just been to a shawarma place, and that's the biggest problem we have in here at the moment. So yeah, they love it, but on the same time, I think it will take more time.
They don't know what they have.
Yeah, they don't know what they want, for sure.
Do you think we can make a proper Philly cheesesteak?
I think so. Well, you're from that. So from
We should know what to
Philadelphia, so you've at least seen more Philly cheesesteak sandwiches than me.
We should know.
In theory, we should be able to.
We should be able
so.
to.
At least you guys.
At least
At least
that.
you guys, yeah.
We'll see. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
Let's get.
Full of confidence that the road treading guys from Philly and Travelin Young from Chicago can make a proper cheesesteak, the four of us head over to the grill to try our luck. It sounds so simple. Grill some meat, fry some onions, melt some cheese, throw it on a roll, and boom, you have a cheesesteak. So how do we do? Let's take a look.
All right, Josh.
All right.
So Philly cheesesteak time.
Yes.
Do you know how you like your Philly cheesesteaks?
I like it with meat.
Good call.
I don't believe in onions.
You don't believe in
I
onions.
do not believe in onions, so I feel like
Okay, so
I feel like we need to do better.
yeah, I think as long as we don't burn it.
So first we start with what? The bread?
by the way,
I'm afraid to put these down.
Yes. Put the oil first, and then the water, and then the meat.
I'm gonna go with that. I don't know the appropriate amount.
And I need some onions.
Oh yeah. I don't believe in that. I forgot.
We'll put them far away from you.
Chop.
I'm gonna try some spice. That's not a normal thing I guess we'd put on in Philly, but why not? Dump some on. Let's try it.
I mean, with the
It may win. You don't know.
once a week,
Please, yeah, good idea.
even on the disgusting onions.
Yeah.
You are a slice person.
I'm a slice person.
How many slices?
I'll do two.
Two. And I'm a whiz person. I like the whiz.
Plating
Yours
time.
first, since
Yeah,
I
do
can give
that
mine
since
an
you're there.
extra couple moments.
I'll take the cheese whiz, please.
Yes. I'm gonna put the bread on top of that. Whoop. It's hot. And then
It's funny because you can tell. Yeah, probably there.
How do they
I've
do this?
seen-
Do they have a third hand that we're not aware of?
What I've seen, this may not be how you'd actually do it, but
I feel like that may not be what they, but you know, go with it.
let's try this. I think you can do it like this.
I mean, that seems legit.
That's how I see them do it in places.
and here we go.
Alright.
I feel like we should flex on them a little bit.
I feel like these are good.
Well, the process wasn't perfect. We burned some rolls and we overcooked some meat, but hey, that's part of the fun. And at least they look like cheesesteaks. But much respect to the people who make cheesesteaks every day. Whether they're in Philly or Copenhagen, it's not as easy as it looks. So let's check back in with Assad and see how he thinks we did.
Okay, Assad. Who did the best?
Like honestly, if I had to choose some of this to eat, I'll try at least. I will go for that one. That's only because it looks very similar to what we make here.
And what about the one that I made?
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's not there yet. There is a reason why it's not there yet, yeah.
So the lesson is, I guess, even though we're from Philly, we don't know what we're doing, and we have to leave it to the experts on how to make a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, it's not bad, but
It ain't right.
no.
You're trying really hard to be positive.
Yeah, well, it is. I'm trying to be very polite here.
Well, thank you so much for a fun day, and thank you guys, Travelin Young, Josh and Miranda, for joining us at Phillies, and thank you Phillies for hosting such an amazing night for us, and getting to finally have a cheesesteak in Denmark.
Yes. Bye.